Everyone, it is currently the early morning hours on today, the 17th of January 2015. We have our tropical storm, actually borderline Typhoon Maala. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center, that's the U.S. military, has gone ahead and upgraded this to a typhoon at this time, just based on satellite imagery. Either way, look at the size of the storm system. During the overnight hours, we saw some rapid intensification, not only in the center of circulation, but the overall diameter. This is going to be a big rainmaker and windmaker for parts of Leyte, Samar, and southern Luzon. Basically, a similar track as Hagupit here coming on shore. And I want to start off by saying that I know that we have the Pontiff. He is going to be leaving from Manila about an hour after me making this update. Furthermore, he has events planned in Leyte and around this area of the Philippines, basically throughout the day here on Saturday. Expecting landfall in the early afternoon to early evening hours here in Samar. Really, I'm not worried about the Pope getting into any sort of trouble out here. He has a whole entourage. They're going to make everything safe for him. The problem is that here in Tacloban City, thousands of people are already out here waiting. Millions are expected to attend this afternoon for the Mass, and we're looking at this storm system coming on shore, as I mentioned, in early afternoon. Big difference between JMA and JTWC, by the way, as far as their exact track. If this follows what JTWC is saying, we're going to have a storm move over Tacloban. This is showing right around about 5 p.m. I know this date's a little bit wrong, but they're expecting landfall about 5 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. Pontiff is still going to be in town, or at least taking off around this time. You're going to be looking at heavy rainfall, winds at least at tropical storm intensity. Flooding and landslides is going to be a big issue, especially on some of these rural roads where people are going to be traveling, walking in jeepneys, on mopeds, just getting to see a sight of this Pope. I fear that if this schedule goes on as planned, we could be looking at least people being hurt or worse. We want to urge people, even if the schedule does go ahead as planned, and the weather may not seem that bad out there. I know it's maybe a once-in-a-lifetime event. I know it's very important to people in this part of the world, but you have to just take the risk and make risk management here. Do you think that it's worth possibly getting into some serious trouble out here? That's you, but I think that staying indoors in this entire area, especially across Samar, is probably your best bet. This is going to be making landfall as either a severe tropical storm. There is going to be typhoon strength wind gusts in some areas. Not a big threat from storm surge, but the winds are enough to blow stuff around, and if you are on a light motorbike, it's enough to blow you off that motorbike and cause serious injury. Furthermore, ferries, there are going to be very high waves out here, 5 to 6 meters in some areas throughout the day here on Saturday. This is going to be making landfall Saturday afternoon into the evening hours, pushing overhead into Sunday, eventually tracking on a west-northwesterly track, moving basically across southern Luzon and eventually impacting Manila as we go ahead into Sunday, into the afternoon and the evening hours with some rainfall. Rain's going to be the biggest issue here. Well over 200 millimeters in some areas. This is just based on the ECMWF model. A few models still differing on exactly where this is going to be going, but it does pinpoint the fact that northern Leyte and much of Samar does see the heaviest rainfall. Then this moves off here towards the north, basically running along the coastal areas of Luzon. The thing is, by Monday into Tuesday, expect this to rapidly weaken. Don't really see any other countries being impacted by a Philippine-only event. Reason is, I'm showing you the Siberian high off here towards the north. You have a low coming over Japan. This high is ridging towards the south. It is very strong, full of cold air. I mean, look at these temperatures all the way down to Hong Kong. You're looking at temperatures only into the single digits in some areas. As this high basically throws itself down towards the south, it takes all that cool, dry air with it, and then that tight pressure gradient sets up vertical wind shear, basically like a cavalry battle line coming south into our tropical system. It just demolishes it here on Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. Really not much left of it. It eventually will steer back towards the northeast, could bring some showers across parts of Naha, but it's not going to be anything intense or tropical-like just because of that vertical wind shear with the jet stream coming in from the north. So that's the good news with it. Bad news, this has still intensified. It is going to come on shore here on Saturday. We're going to keep you posted with the latest updates, definitely on our Facebook page. That's where most of our updates come through, but also on the website. Really hoping plans get changed out here, not because I don't want you, the people here, to see the religious icon in this area, but It just seems like a very dangerous, and the risk is there. Anyhow, let me hear your thoughts in the comment box down below, and as always, stay safe out there.